It's getting hot in here. It's getting hot in here. No, I'm not taking off my clothes. The window is open and the camera is on. Hey guys! I'm actually really excited about today because I have been loving a lot of things as of lately. I feel like a lot more than normal in the past month or 2 months pretty much. My first favorites is actually where I wrote down all of my other favorites, which is this really nice notebook. I mean, I got this from Daiso, so everything at Daiso is like $1.50. You guys know my room is pretty like minimalistic, a lot of neutral tones. This totally matches everything that I own pretty much, and I love it because it's all a bunch of blank pages. I think there's like 144. I've actually just been using this to kind of journal. So what I do is I will put the date at the top and then I'll draw little doodles of what happened during the day and then write little commentaries explaining the doodles. And honestly, it's so fun looking back at this. I think showing people this is actually one of my favorite things about it because I can recount what happened on a certain day and then explain it to them in like a cute little format. I like drawing by hand but not really writing by hand. I'd rather type it. But this is a way for me to journal and kind of do it in a very me kind of way. So I'm incorporating drawing with the journaling and I think it's really cute. Here I have my list of things I've been liking recently. So I will be going through that right now. 2 people that I have been really liking on YouTube recently is Conan Gray and Krist from Krist and You, or Krist Soup, depending on which channel you watch her on. Okay, so Conan Gray is like the cutest, most precious little child that I have ever seen in my entire life, and I just want to like give him a hug and be his best friend because he's literally the most adorable person. If you just watch one of his videos, you'll totally understand what I'm saying. He's like the cutest little cinnamon roll on the internet, so you should totally check out his channel if you don't know him already, but literally I'm obsessed with him. He's so cute. He does a lot of videos of him just talking and answering questions, him just vlogging life and talking about different issues. He's very talented. He also does music and he also does like a lot of arts and paintings and drawings. So I think that he's really talented and you should totally check him out because he's super cool. The other person is Krist from Krist and You. It's funny that I say both of them at the same time because I really look up to the way that they film. I really like the way that they create their content and basically the overall look of their videos. Krist just finished her 16-part long vlog series of her in Japan and I enjoyed every single one of her videos thoroughly. She's amazing. I love the way she films. I love her style. I love her aesthetic. She's just so awesome and beautiful and super chill. So I definitely would recommend her stuff to you. She's a really, really great content creator and I really like her videos. Okay, next I'm going to be talking about books. So I recently finished all 4 books in the Raven cycle and oh my gosh, Maggie Stiefvater did such a good job with these books. I literally fell in love with all of these characters. Basically the whole story kind of revolves around this girl named Blue Sargent and she grew up in a house of clairvoyances or psychics who, you know, tell the future or can read tarot cards and things like that, but she's not psychic, so that's very interesting. And her life kind of gets entangled with these 4 boys who go to this private academy in her little town of Henrietta, Virginia. They're searching for this Welsh king who's supposedly dead but also supposedly not dead, and they want to awaken him. It gets way more complicated than that, but that's the basic gist of the story if I had to summarize it to you guys. And I know it sounds really weird, but honestly it's so good. Your interest just keeps peaking and you're like, wow, this is like fantastic. I even have a drawing from Maggie Stiefvater that I got from society6.com. My favorite Raven boy, in case you were wondering, is Ronan Lynch, because Ronan Lynch is literally life. So yeah, definitely check out that book series. Now on to comics. I have this app on my phone called Webtoons and I have 3 that I would love to recommend to you guys. So first one is called Flow and it's by Honeybee, that's their username. And it was originally in Korean, I believe, and then it was translated into a bunch of different languages, so I read it in English, and literally it is so good. I was really captivated by the art style, but then the more that I read it, it got like way more intriguing. So basically, the story is put in a world where every person is born to some kind of animal spirit god, and at the age of 9 to 10-ish is when that animal appears to the child, and then the animal will grant them a wish. Just to let you know, this is very like Eastern influence, like it has like the zodiac and everything, so that's why it's like this. Depending on how powerful the god is how strong the wish can be. So it revolves around this boy named Irang, I believe, and his god is the cat god. The most powerful ones are from the Chinese zodiac, so his isn't that powerful, but he's never really used his wish before because he never really wanted anything. So that's basically the beginning of the story, but it gets so crazy later on. Like, it gets more and more complex, and there's so many characters, and I really love how all of them have different kinds of powers and abilities based on what god they were born to. The ending literally killed me. I'm really good at predicting things normally, but the very end of this series, I was totally shocked, and I really loved how the author like tied everything in together at the very end. And honestly, that was one of the best endings I've ever read or seen ever in my life. It was so good. I loved it. So I would definitely recommend that you check out Flow by Honeybee on Webtoons. The next Webtoons that I have for you is Rise from Ashes by Madeline Rosca, and it is so beautiful. I literally opened the first like prologue chapter, and the music just themed the whole thing perfectly. The art was beautiful. I love the art style. This is probably one of my favorite cartooning art styles. Literally my favorite webtoon visually. It's so pretty. It's about this ghost, and she's haunting this house, and she thinks she's the only ghost in the world because she's never really met another ghost, and she doesn't know why she's in this house. Then all of a sudden this other ghost appears, and she's like, what the heck? And then there's these people that appear, and they're called the Red Crows, and they like capture ghosts, and she's like, what the heck? And then she gets captured, and it's so cool, and the whole world is kind of like steampunky. I never would have associated like ghosts and steampunk before, but like the art just makes it so cool, and the music is great. The last webtoon that I have for you guys is called Broke Ninjas, and it's by C-Dao, the letter C and then D-A-O. It doesn't have a complex storyline like the aforementioned ones did, but it's just really cute and funny. It's about these 4 ninja brothers, and they're living in the city, and they're broke, and they're trying to make money and survive in the city, and it's just so cute. I think my favorite brother out of the 4 is Mackie, and then after that would be Red. If you want to have a little happiness in your day, then I would recommend you just like open it up because they're really short. So yeah, I would totally recommend you check out Broke Ninjas. I have a artist favorite for you guys, or an art favorite. So there is this artist on Instagram. His username is @_Picolo. My brother was the one who showed him to me. His art style is so beautiful, and actually he's coming out with a art book. I pre-ordered it already. I got one for me and one for my brother, but it's so beautiful, and I'm so excited to get it. It comes out in June, I believe, so I'm really hyped for that. He does a lot of renditions of cartoons that I watched when I was younger, so he mostly does like Teen Titans because I love the Teen Titans. He's so talented. Like, I can't get over how talented he is. I love his style of cartooning and art. Totally check him out, give him some support, and get his art book because it's so beautiful. I have only 2 makeup favorites this time. The first one is this lipstick that I'm wearing. It's called Velvet Teddy, and I know a lot of you probably have heard of Velvet Teddy. Apparently it sells out a lot because it's really popular. It's like a nice brownish kind of red undertone nude. It matches almost perfectly, and I really like it. My other favorite is actually this Nude beauty blender, which I've had for I feel like a couple months now. It makes my makeup look so natural and nice, and it blends everything out so evenly. It's like, that's fantastic. I would use the cushions in the cushion foundations that I had, and they wouldn't get into the corners very well, but this one, the shape of it and the density is just perfect for blending like anywhere on your face. So I really have been liking this, and I got this color because I didn't want like a pink to have all the stains of, you know, makeup. So this one was particularly a very good purchase. The only fashion favorite I have for this video is this Marc Jacobs wallet that I got recently. It's black because my soul is black. No, but it's black because I own a lot of black. You guys know that. I wear a lot of black. And I really wanted a wallet that was this size and this material. I literally searched in the store for a good like 30 minutes to an hour to find this, because all of the things that were this material were half this size, and all of the ones that were this size were a softer leather that would imprint whenever you touched it, and I don't like that because I live a very active lifestyle. I like grabbing things and holding them, and I don't want my fingernails to like indent anything. And this has functionality and durability because I could just carry it with this holder. It's the right size for me to hold it by itself, or I could stick my phone in here if I wanted to, or I could put it in a bag and it'll be fine. So yeah, I've really been loving this wallet. Okay, we're here at the last stretch of this video. So I have for you guys music favorites. I have really been liking She's a Baby by ZICO. It is like a lullaby R&B. If you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, you know I am obsessed with this song. The video is so like visually stimulating too. I love how musically complex ZICO's R&B songs are in particular. I really like them and I really appreciate him as a producer. If I had to describe what that song makes me think of, it makes me think of like taking a nap outside on like your porch on a very sunny but like cool day in the summer. It's so relaxing and it's so nice. Another song that I've been loving is actually If I Get Drunk by SURAN. She is a female R&B singer, and this song was actually produced by SUGA from BTS. Her voice is really smooth. I really love it. So this has also been a heavy rotation for me. Okay, Winner's two title songs, Really Really and Fool. Oh my gosh. Really Really is like the perfect summer jam song, and it gets you so hyped and excited about whatever you're doing. It's like, wow, I'm going to party while I'm doing the dishes, or I'm going to party while I'm driving down the street. Like, it's such a good song. And Fool, which is like a completely different song, is more of like a sad ballad, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. My favorite part in Fool is the beginning. Everyone in the music industry auto-tunes their voice to some degree. It might not be like to the extreme that we know like T-Pain or Lil Wayne, but everyone refines their voice in some way for recording, which is totally fine. But the way that they put the auto-tune on Minho's voice at the very beginning is like my favorite. Normally, I don't really like when people use autotune on their voices, especially when it's super noticeable, because it sounds bad usually, because it takes kind of the tone away from the person's voice and it makes them sound like a robot. But when he's singing and they add that little autotune to kind of smooth it out, it sounds so good. Like, that is literally my favorite part. I will click the song and just listen to that part over and over and over again because it's so good. I'm so happy that more people are recognizing their talent because they are so talented, and I feel like iKON really overshadowed them at the beginning, but now they're making a lot of money for YG, and YG's realizing that we should invest a lot more money into Winner, because Winner is also an amazing group. And yeah, so I'm just really excited that they're getting more attention and that their songs are doing so well. I love the movie Kimi no Wa, or Your Name. I don't know if you've heard of it before. A lot of people have. It's actually been in theaters around where I live for a while, which is like Southern California. It's such an amazing movie. The art and animation is so pretty, the soundtrack is incredible, and it makes you so emotional in the best possible way. The whole movie just puts you in a position where you go through an emotional roller coaster with the characters, and you get so invested in it and you're so curious about what's happening. Kimi no Wa, or Your Name, is a movie about a boy and a girl, this girl who lives in the countryside of Japan and the boy who lives in Tokyo City. And some days they wake up and they're not in their own bodies. So some days the girl will wake up and she's in the boy's body, and the boy will wake up and he's in the girl's body. And the whole beginning in some is them figuring out where they are and what the heck is happening. And it gets more like intense as it progresses throughout the movie. A lot of people were saying that the director of this movie might be the next Hayao Miyazaki, and I'm not saying that he is, but I am saying that this movie has been compared to a lot of Hayao Miyazaki movies, Studio Ghibli movies, because it is very excellent, and I also think that it is very excellent, so I would highly recommend that you watch it or just listen to the soundtrack, because the soundtrack by Radwimps the band is fantastic. I love that the band composed all this music. I love the song Date. It's like my favorite song. If you don't know what it is, look it up. I will link the whole soundtrack playlist below. Magical and cinematic, and it's amazing. The final music favorite that I have is this artist named Ujico, or Snail's House. Oh my gosh. Trap music and EDM, but mixed with cinematic soundtracks and video game soundtracks and cartoon like animation soundtracks. And it's just an amazing combination. Like, it's all my favorite things put together. And it's just so beautiful and cheery and happy. I will link their YouTube below and also my favorite song below in case you want to hear it, because it's so pretty. Thanks for sticking around if you got this far in my video. As you can see, the sun has been going down, so I've actually been in here for quite a long time because apparently I talk a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, week, month, year, life, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!